may not have an intro, but I sure do have seasonal depression. Let's go! Hello everybody, today is Wednesday, November 22nd, and it is Thanksgiving Eve. Woo, woo, woo. Now personally, Thanksgiving hasn't meant a whole lot to me the past couple of years. In fact, I actually had a horrible injury just 2 years ago on Thanksgiving. But it's still a fun holiday for a lot of people, and it's a great reminder to be thankful for the things around you, the things that you don't normally notice. So I'd like to start right away with our Florida man, okay? This Florida man hopefully will be in jail this Thanksgiving. I don't know if he has been released or not, but he kind of deserves it. So how I imagine this scenario went down, it's sometime during the day, and this Florida man wants a cup of coffee, all right? And he goes and he's getting ready to get his coffee, and it's empty, because why have wife if wife not fill coffee for me because I am man and cannot do anything? That's the vibe I'm getting. He's mad. He's like furious because the coffee maker isn't full for him. Okay, so he's mad at his wife. And so he starts arguing with her. And in this argument, he grabs a pack of Oreos and throws them at her. First off, what a choice of object for this scenario, but he throws a pack of Oreos at his wife, okay? And he admits to this when the police are called later. What he doesn't admit to is that apparently he allegedly also choked her. He says he has no recollection of that. But I feel like if you're already willing to throw a pack of Oreos at your wife after 40 years of marriage, you're probably getting a little physical in other ways too. But none of this was actually even reported until the mother told her daughter about it. And the daughter was like, you need to call and press charges. So that Florida man, stinky poo-poo, I hope he's in jail right now. I know he's already been arrested, but I don't know if he, got out or anything. This next story is fucking horrible, and I apologize in advance. In like high school, there's always bullies. It's inescapable. And sometimes those bullies, especially when they're boys, can be pretty fucking aggressive. This takes that statement to a whole new fucking level, alright? So recently, a group of bullies stole a pair of headphones, okay? And this kid was super upset over his headphones. So another kid who was his friend was like, all right, well, I'm going to go try to get him back. Like, I'm going to intervene and try to get it back. So he intervenes in this situation and tries to get his friend's headphones back. And that's what killed him. So far, there are 10 suspects. 9 of them have already been identified and arrested who beat Jonathan, this 17-year-old kid, to death. Alright? So he tries to intervene, get the headphones back, and they don't like that. So they literally just beat the fuck out of him. And I'm talking boys from the ages of 13 to 17 who just decided that this was okay. I mean, we're talking at least 10 kids decided this was okay. And now I know the whole monkey see, monkey do, especially with boys, and there's a hierarchy in high school. I get that, but it's absolutely insane to like even like there are so far from excuses for that many kids to act that way. And so he didn't die right after they beat him up and then left him lying there. Actually, what happened is he was taken to the hospital, and for 6 days he was on life support, and he fought, and he was like, his body was trying to heal. He ended up dying after 6 days. A majority of the students are actually being charged as adults because of how violent the crime was, and several of them are like 16 or 17. There's actually going to be specific trials held for the 13 to 15-year-olds to determine whether or not they want to try them as adults later on. They only have 9 of them. They're still looking for a 10th suspect. There was video footage taken of this. Not only was this kid beat, it was filmed. Now we have to just wait and see who's getting tried as an adult and, you know, how that goes. This is a trial I'm actually kind of interested in because I want to know what ends up happening, honestly. All over a pair of headphones. And that kid was just trying to do right by his friend. I feel so bad for that friend. He probably feels so guilty even though it's not his fault at all. All right, now it is time for our person of the week, except there's 2, so technically it's people, but I'm just gonna say persons because it's funnier. I do not know how to pronounce this guy's name, so I apologize in advance, but Loren Agron and Drew Wilhelm, maybe. This lovely couple made my day when I was reading this story. So there is a shelter for dogs that held an event trying to get as many of their animals adopted as possible. At that event, 61 cats and dogs were adopted, leaving 1 animal left. And this animal, his name is Elvis. And he is a sweet little pit bull terrier. And he is the cutest. I'll show you a picture. And I absolutely adore him. But other people didn't because he was there for 4 months, never adopted. He's potty trained, crate trained, but it didn't matter because there is still a lot of stigma behind pit bulls. And if any of you have seen my dog and a famous star of this show, you would know that pit bulls are the cutest. The social media for the shelter, you know, posted more pictures of Elvis trying to get him adopted because it had been 4 months. You know, that's a while for a dog to be in a shelter and not be socialized with people and stuff. As much as you would if you were, you know, adopted or even fostered. We have Loren, who is scrolling on social media and sees a picture of this dog and is like, that's a cute dog. And then he thinks about it more, and then he thinks about his name. And this is where things get fate, cosmic energy, all right? Elvis, the dog, Elvis. Loren, the human, happened to be an Elvis impersonator for a couple years during his career. And he, you know, he has that connection to Elvis and really cares about the music and got to perform and dress up. I'll show you a picture. And so it started to feel like fate. Like this dog, we share that, you know, even if it's like a silly little thing. So he tells his partner about it, and his partner Drew is like, oh my gosh, that's a cute dog. So they talk about it, they really think about it, and they're like, let's just meet him. Let's just go and meet him and see, okay? So they go to the shelter to meet Elvis. And Drew said that when they were sitting there waiting for them to bring Elvis out, he felt like he was a father waiting to see his newborn baby. So they bring Elvis out, and of course the dog, he's all over them. He's so happy. And they both, you know, Drew and Loren, they look at each other and they're like, yep. So they adopted him that day. They took him home, brought him home, and have been pampering him and taking care of him ever since. And they said that, like, as soon as they brought him home, the social anxiety from being in a shelter, all of that, gone. He's a happy dog. He likes to lounge on every piece of furniture they own, including their bed, and he has a great time. And, you know, they get to take him on adventures, and that's their bestie. And Elvis found his forever home. And my favorite quote from this story, Drew said, even though he waited a long time in the shelter, we're glad he wasn't adopted because he's our family now. Does that not just make you feel so good inside? Like, is that not so cute? So Elvis found his forever home. Cheers. One last thing I would like to talk about, especially since it's Thanksgiving Eve, and so this is like kind of our little special episode. I asked our viewers what they were grateful for. And here are some of the responses I got. 2 that were in common, we have weed and hemp lotion, which honestly, hemp lotion is so fucking good, so I totally get that one. On another side, we have 2 sides of the same coin. Someone said that they are grateful for their dogs, and another person said that they are grateful for their cats. If I had cats, I would be grateful for them too, but I have Doofy, so I am grateful for him. We also have someone who said that they are grateful for their mom. Another person who's grateful for just being able to be around their friends. And then one of my personal favorites, one of the viewers, is grateful for the moments of peace. Amen to that. I don't experience those. I don't think I ever get a fucking second of peace, but I wish I did. So I would be grateful for that if I had it. And then finally, we have another one of our viewers said that they are grateful for the ability to perform and pursue the things they love. Isn't that great? And I want you to take all those things, think about what you're most grateful for, and be grateful for it. I also want you to think about the fact that Palestinians do not get to be grateful for those things right now. And most of them don't even have much to be grateful for other than their lives, and some of them don't even have that. So, as much as this is Thanksgiving and it's important to reflect and be thankful, it's also important to think about those that do not have anything and those that are going through what they're going through right now. Keep that in mind and keep it pushing. All right. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. I hope everyone has a fantastic Thanksgiving. And as always, I will see you next week for the Weekly Shitter.